The fourth day, the sun, the moon, and the ordering of time. On the fourth day of creation, Genesis tells us that God made the sun, the moon, and the stars. These lights were appointed to govern day and night, to separate light from darkness, and to mark seasons, days, and years. After the stability of the third day, land appearing and life beginning to grow, the fourth day introduces structure in the heavens. The earth is prepared, but now time itself is organized. In this series, we are exploring the creation traditions preserved in the legends of the Jews, observing how ancient Jewish interpreters reflected on the biblical text. These traditions are not scripture, and they are not intended to replace it. Rather, they offer insight into how earlier generations wrestled with the meaning and structure of Genesis. According to the tradition, the sun, moon, and stars were not first brought into existence on the fourth day, but were created earlier and only assigned their places in the heavens on this day. The emphasis is not simply that these lights exist, but that they are appointed, given function, position, and responsibility within the created order. In other words, the fourth day is not only about illumination, it is about governance. The tradition goes further by reflecting on the relationship between the sun and the moon. At first, they are described as equal in power and prerogative. Then the moon raises a question about order. If creation contains greater and lesser realities, two worlds, heaven and earth, fire and water, should not one of the two great lights be greater than the other? The conversation is used to explore distinction and hierarchy within divine order. In the tradition's telling, the moon's light is diminished, and yet a future restoration is also spoken of, with the promise that the ordering of light will be set right in the world to come. The tradition also describes the sun's movement with vivid detail. The sun is pictured as moving like a bridegroom, accompanied on its daily course, restrained and guided so that its journey unfolds across the full span of days. Its continual motion is portrayed as an ongoing praise to God, and the tradition even connects this to Joshua's command for the sun to stand still, explaining that silence, rather than speed, would halt its course. Whether we read these details as literal descriptions or devotional imagery, the main idea remains consistent. The heavens operate under assignment, not independence. They move by order, not by impulse. The tradition also presents the lights as unwilling witnesses to human sin in later ages, describing them as carrying out their duties under compulsion, not because they delight in what they must observe. That reflection is not given to turn the creation story into fear or superstition, but to press a sober point. The created order, in all its beauty, stands in contrast to the disorder that sin introduces. Even the heavens, in this telling, are forced to move through a world that does not always honor the one who made it. If the third day emphasized stability on earth, the fourth day emphasizes regulation in the sky. Time becomes measurable, cycles become predictable, and the rhythms of creation become fixed. Light is not merely present, light is assigned. The heavens do not simply shine, they govern. The fourth day therefore teaches us that structure is not a limitation, it is a gift. It establishes rhythm, protects order, and sustains life. In the next episode, we move to the fifth day, when the waters and the sky begin to fill with life, and the tradition introduces the great creatures of the deep and the birds of the air. As we continue this exploration, remember, Scripture stands. Legend invites reflection. If you enjoyed this session, let us know in the comments, and remember to like and subscribe.